Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and I am actually headed out to do a community Christmas card video for my community, but I wanted to show you guys something. Oh, it's kind of buried deep in here, and I have my wide lens. I can't zoom in and out. I'm gonna have to get my other lens. Okay, so now we're inside the red shed. This is packed full of mostly my husband's things, but I do have a few things in here as well. Okay, so this is all of the soil that I'm gonna be using to start my seedlings this year. Super excited. I have 4 bags of, it's called Lambert Germination and Seed Starting Mix. It has everything it needs right in here, and you can use this in soil blocks. This on the bottom, I have 3 of the, they're the pressed together, so the really compact bricks of, well, I guess they're called bales of the Pro Mix. And this is the Pro Mix BX with M, so it has all of the nutrients that you want for your seedlings. And I'm gonna be using that in plug trays, and I used it for soil blocking in the fall, and it worked great. Now last year I used, for the majority of my spring starts, I used a Vermont compost, and it worked wonderfully. I found it to be a tad on the super expensive side. It was costing me several $100s for the soil that I needed for my soil blocking, especially when I was soil blocking the sweet peas, because you use the 2-inch soil blocker for those. They take up so much more soil than the 3/4 inch ones. So I found myself looking for an alternative to the Vermont soil. So I ended up running out of the Vermont soil. Halfway through the summer, I was doing my sunflower starts, my successions and my sunflowers, and I wanted to do my fall, my cool flowers. So I was doing some snapdragons, and I ran out. And a local nursery just up the road from me, probably 7 or 8 minutes up the road, someone told me, oh hey Nicole, they have Pro Mix bales up the road at the greenhouse. So I said, oh, so I messaged them, and they were like, absolutely, come down and you can buy a bale off of us. So that's how I was introduced to the Pro Mix BXM. That's what they use, and they're not a cut flower farm. They are a blueberry farm, a U-pick blueberry farm, and a nursery. So they sell in, you know, in the hanging baskets and the perennials in the pots in the springtime, and then their nursery is basically closed for the rest of the season. So they're just a spring nursery, and then they do the U-pick blueberries. So I ended up spending, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes at his driveway, and such a great guy. We just chatted it up, and he said, you know, why don't you hop in on our wholesale order, and you know, we could split the shipping costs. And it's me, this nursery up the road, and then there's another nursery about 20 minutes north of us who also splits the shipment, and we order from a few places, and I believe the soil came from Griffin. So there's a Griffin wholesale company, which it's easy for me to remember because that's my maiden name. But so we all ordered in on that, and when it came in, we just split the cost of whatever we ordered, and it worked out great. So if you guys have a local nursery or other local flower farmers and you guys want to get in on orders together, it's extremely helpful to A, cut down on the shipping costs, because a lot of this stuff ships freight, like literally a tractor trailer. And then you could also, you don't have to buy as many. Say you have to have a minimum of $1,500 on an order to order a wholesale. Then if 2 or 3 of you are in on that, you don't have to order as many. It's kind of the same idea with like Jake's wholesale page, where he orders the bulk and then splits it up for everybody. So this is the 3 of us going in on an order, and this is where I got, oh. Apparently my husband taped a bag. No, it was just there. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my village and record some Christmas cards for the community. So excited about it. And then I'm gonna go back, I'll meet you in the basement, and we'll do some, we'll start some eucalyptus. Whew, I just got back from filming about 20 businesses in my hometown, and I think it's gonna be fantastic. I'm sweating, it's raining. I had to go inside a lot of the stores because it was raining, but we did a lot of outside work as well. So I'm really happy with it. It's kind of like just a community Christmas card, and I know there's gonna be more people wanting to take part after they see this one. So I'm expecting to have to do a part 2 next week. So, and this is part of, let me just set my coat down. This is part of, I am one of 5 people now who run a community Facebook page for my hometown, and we just like to do like highlight community events, and I'm the video person, so I've done a bunch of like videos for my hometown. If you look back, one of the very first YouTube videos that I posted was a plea to HGTV to help our hometown out after a devastating fire last January. So I'm just enjoy doing that, and you know, just kind of highlighting the little small town that I live in, Boonville, New York. So speaking of, thank you so much. One of the people that I went to is the Woodsman's Field Days. It's a global event. People from all over the world come to Boonville every summer for the Woodsman's Field Days. It's loggers, it's lumberjacks, it's lumberjills, and they also do a lot of community things throughout the year. And one of the things, it's great Christmas trees for a cure. And check out this Grinch tree that I just bought from them for my stepmother. Her birthday is today. So my birthday was Wednesday, and her birthday's today. My dad's birthday's tomorrow. So I wanted to get them this Grinch tree for, they have a cabin that they hang out in. And I didn't think that there was a tree in the cabin. So we got the Grinch tree for my dad's cabin. So anyway, I wanted to also say thank you quickly before I get these seeds started to Cynthia. It's my gardening friend Cynthia. She has been emailing me on the email, of course, and sent me a couple emails about the stuff that she grows in her backyard. She lives in California, and she sent me a box of all of this fresh fruit from her backyard. I have not tried the lemons yet, but they're like perfect specimens of lemons, and she's growing them in her backyard. And there's all these little beautiful things. These were delicious. I had a couple of these. So thank you so much, Cynthia. She also sent me this little hip packet thing. She said she uses one and she loves it. It's called a can-kin. Yeah, it's got a little pocket and she uses it on her hip. Thank you so much, Cynthia. And she also sent me this. Guys, my hair's a mess. Look at it. Check this out. Do I look like Dr. Alan Armitage or what? He wears the hats all the time too. But yeah, check it out, guys. Speaking of Dr. A, we're going to be doing another video within the next week or so. He reached out to me the other day and said, let's chat again. That was fun. And I agreed. So Dr. Armitage and I are going to chat. Okay, last little thing I have here. I'm going to put this. Thank you, Cynthia. I truly appreciate it. My flower friends from all over the world. I got a thing from Jake. Jake from the small scale. Small scale for the wholesale grower. Wholesale for the small scale grower. On the Facebook. This is just something I ordered from Jake, and I literally have no idea what it is. Aha! I don't know what it is. It looks like two things. It looks like a... Yay! Okay, so it's a butterfly ranunculus and daffodil pheasant's eye, which I had wanted this one because... here it is. These are the daffodil pheasant eyes. They look great, actually. They're nice and solid. And these must be the ranuncs. Jake. So Jake, on occasion, sends something extra in my box because it's Jake, and apparently I have guided several people to his page. Jake sent me peonies too. I did not order these. I've got 1, 2, this one's got a ton of eyes. Okay, I think there's just 2. So I have no idea what they are. And I think these are the ones that Jake had, the 40 cents an eye or something like that. I did not order any. He sent me a couple of them. Thanks, Jake. So my last shipment, I ordered some tulips from Jake. He sent me a surprise bag of tulips. It just says surprise on them. There's probably like 25 or 30 of them in the bag. And I messaged him. I was like, you gonna make me wait, Jake? He said, yep. So we're gonna plant those, and that'll be my surprise tulips. I'm so excited about that. I gotta get those in the ground. And I just ordered a small bag of the butterfly ranunculus mix. So, oh, these look good. So these are gonna sit, oh wow, these are massive. Okay, there's like a bunch of them here. Those look good. So I'm going to put them in storage over there with the rest of my butterflies. These daffodils need to go in the ground. I'm gonna put those in the ground. And so do these peonies. Well, these will be surprise peonies too. I have no idea what they are, but they have nice eyes. So thanks, Jake. All right, okay, wood shavings galore. Okay, let's get down to the business. There's wood chips all over me. So I just posted earlier today while I was waiting for my community video to start that I was gonna start seeds today. And people are like, seeds? It's December. Yes, it is. Okay, we talk about it. I'm starting my eucalyptus seeds today because last year I started them at the end of January and they were like 1.5 inches tall when I put them in the ground. And I just think that it's not gonna hurt them to sit in a block or a plug tray for another 6 weeks. I don't think it's gonna hurt them. I think it'll do them well because by the time I had, by the end of my season last year, my eucalyptus was only like 18 inches tall, 2 feet tall. I couldn't cut anything off of it. It smelled good, it looked nice, it looked healthy, but it was tiny. And I want to just have a little bit longer of a growing season for the eucalyptus, and I'm okay with that. So these are leftover from last year. I don't know exactly, but I want to say maybe 50 seeds are in here. So I'm going to start these in soil blocks, and I'm probably going to use this tray. This was, I think 2 pounds of ground beef. I saved these foam trays. This is chicken breasts, pork chops, chicken legs, chicken thighs, pork chops, sausage. These foam meat trays, I wash them immediately and save them, and they are what I use to soil block when I don't have a high enough number of that variety that I want to start. I will use a whole tray if I have 200 and something like snapdragons. Then I will use a whole tray. So what I'm gonna do first actually is I'm going to plug in my heat pad. So the air temperature down here is about 65 degrees right now, which is not bad. But if you take a look at the package, it tells you that eucalyptus will germinate at 65, but 65 to 75 is their preferred, and it takes 14 to 21 days to see anything pop up from that. So it will be a while. Because I'm only doing a couple of soil blocks, like literally like 2, like this will hold, what, bless you. My boxer's down here. Bless you, bloopies. There'll be 20 soil blocks in each one. So I don't know, maybe I should try. I honestly don't know how many seeds I have. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use the bigger one because I think I might have more than 40. I don't wanna cut myself short here because I'm gonna start all of these seeds. Oh yeah, I definitely have, I think I have more than 40. So I'm gonna use this one. And I don't need a ton of soil. So I'm gonna use this. Usually I use this. I'll fill this Sterilite Tupperware thing with my soil. And I'm using the ProMix BXM, and I used that last year to do this past year really, to do my snapdragons in the fall, and it worked phenomenally. It stayed in the soil blocks. They didn't fall apart after heavy watering or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that, so I'm gonna get that now. Smell it, boobies? You smell it? You smell it? It's dirt. It's dirt. Okay, and the only thing I don't love about the ProMix BXM mix for soil blocks is it does have perlite in it, and some of the perlite pieces can be on the bigger side, but for the most part they're tiny and they're not going to bother you in the soil blocks. They're not going to cause any issues with roots and stuff like that. Woo, it's a little dusty. Guys, oh god, this is dusty. It's just dusty. It doesn't smell bad. Okay, so the dust is gone. We're gonna pour us in some water. It's good if you use warm water, but it really doesn't matter. It's gonna soak a lot of water in, I think. I'm legit gonna go get a mask. I'm flinging dirt all over the place. I feel like maybe I should make cookies today. What do you think? I'm having grilled cheese, like grilled ham and cheese and tomato soup for dinner, and I feel like maybe some like peanut butter kiss cookies would go with that. I just like to cook. I always am compelled to make cooking videos, but nobody wants to watch that. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Okay. Looks great. So I use a butter knife to cut off my excess soil bottom. And then I literally just push. You guys can't see. And release. Soil blocks! Yay! I'm gonna do 3. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Just gotta make sure all of the holes are full because you don't wanna release your soil blocks and only have like 12 of them full. Okay, I'm gonna keep them a little bit separate, like an inch between them because that makes for better watering. I don't do that when I'm doing the trays, but because I only have fewer than 60 seeds, yay! I don't need to crowd them. 60 soil blocks, right for you. Look how much dirt I have, I barely used any of them. That's why I love soil blocks, for real. I just am having 60 eucalyptus seedlings and I use that much soil. I made a mess, but I always make a mess. Ask Brad Pitt, always. Okay, now for the seedlings. I will take them and I will put them in a container and I'll use a toothpick. I'll be right back. I just went upstairs and Brad Pitt made me coffee. So a couple of things about eucalyptus. They're a tender perennial. My dogs are running all over the place upstairs. You can probably hear them. So they're hardy in like zones 9 through 11 and they're prone to damping off. It's really good that you bottom water them off. And damping off is something that happens when there's a fungal issue at the base of the soil where the soil and the plant meet and the plants will just like flop over. They're also prone to getting brittle and drying out. And that happened to me last year. Not so much, so the soil blocks have like, there's 20 of them here. There's the outer ones and then there's the inner 6, right? There's 6 in the middle. Sometimes they don't get enough water, the ones in the middle. You have to make sure that you're watering thoroughly and watching them and making sure that all of the soil blocks soak up water. Sometimes I would be super rushed. A fly just came out of the soil. I better not have soil gnats. Sometimes in the morning I was super rushed, so I would use, and I water with a gallon jug. So I would pour like this and I would just kind of estimate how much water I thought that I needed and I would like be out the door for my like 9 to 5 job. So I wouldn't sit and watch and wait for all of the water to soak up and make sure that all the soil blocks were saturated or not, there wasn't too much water in there. If there's too much water and after 10 minutes there's still sitting water in your soil blocks and your trays, dump it out. That means they're gonna get too wet and they'll be prone to damping off, to fungal diseases, to anything like that. And you just wanna make sure that they're watered like at the same time every day. Like I was doing it every morning. Maybe I should do it every night instead. I think that would probably be a better thing for me to do because I'm not rushed and I have time to come back and check on them. So that's what I'll be doing. So I did have both issues with my eucalyptus seedlings last year. I had damping off and I also had where it wasn't wet enough and the leaves just dried up and they're probably not gonna recover from that. Once the leaves have gone crispy on you, it's kind of bad. I actually have a eucalyptus over there right now that has gone crispy on me. It's the one that I dug out from the garden. I brought it downstairs trying to overwinter it and it's not doing well. So I'll show that to you right now. Maybe this should be a video about how to kill your eucalyptus. This is the one plant that I ended up saving. It's crunchy. I didn't take care of it, guys. I bet. It still smells amazing. Oh, that's another point. So eucalyptus has all of these medicinal qualities, calming qualities. You can actually hang some in your shower and it's be fantastic. So whilst I killed that eucalyptus, I am now giving birth to 60 more. So let us put the seeds in. Let us sow the seeds of life into these soil blocks, shall we? Here are my tools that you use to bake with. I use it to put my seeds in. And this is a toothpick. So I'm going to pour. I am filthy. Here are my seeds. Look at the size of the eucalyptus seeds, guys. So little. They're like snapdragons. We pour. That was it. Look how little they're babies. Okay, this is way, I like the white because I can see them. So now I just literally lick the toothpick and I got a seed. I'm gonna put it in a little hole. So the soil blocks have a little divot on the top where you could just plop the seed right down into it. And eucalyptus actually does like to be covered in order to germinate. You can go ahead and put like a light coating of either your soil mix on it or vermiculite, or some people even use sand. And then once they start to germinate, also I'm gonna be putting a humidity cover on this, which is just plastic wrap. Flipper wanted, she was whining for some attention. It's okay, it's okay. What's in here? Okay, all 60 of them are in here, they're seeded. I have 10 or 15 left over in this little bowl right here. She's now chasing her tail. She does it all the time. She's gonna be 10 years old in a couple weeks. And for a boxer, she acts like she's 2. This dog shows 0 signs of aging. It's insane. She's so hyper. The only thing that looks old on her is her face is turned white. You're crazy. Come here. You're crazy. You're crazy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Just no slowing down, I swear. All set with these, except I'm going to mist them. So I'm misting, just using a mist or spray bottle. I have 2 of these. I have one that has neem oil mixture in it, and I have this one, and one's just plain water for misting my seedlings, which you should do at least every couple of days. Sometimes I'll do it every day, depending on what. Sometimes the pelleted seeds, I like to mist those every day, just so that the pellet around the seed dissolves, because a lot of people have trouble with their Lisianthus or Dusty Miller or things that come in a pelleted seed, because the pellet around the seed never gets wet enough to dissolve that substance. I don't know what they use, the substance that around the seed. So I noticed that with my Lisianthus the first time I started them last January, that I wasn't keeping the top moist enough. Everyone hates that word, I know, but that's why it's important for the humidity dome, which I just used plastic wrap. So this is I reuse it. So this is a piece of plastic wrap that I used last year, because the humidity domes do not fit over these. You know what I mean? Like the plug trays have the humidity domes that are made to fit. Nothing is made to fit over these trays. So, other than shrink wrap when you buy them. I also need to label this so I don't get confused, because that happens. So I have my masking tape right here. Do I have a pen down here somewhere? I do, right here. So I'm gonna put today's date, which is 12/4/20. Oh, I'm gonna write eucalyptus. And this is, in case you're interested, this is Silver Drop eucalyptus. And I bought this last year from Johnny's. So this is the 2nd year that I'm using this seed. Oh man, I ripped it. I'm using it, I don't care. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on the end here. Now it's ready for the heat mat. So the heat mat is set at 75 degrees. And I'm going to put this on here with the shrink wrap on it. I'm going to come down and check it and mist it and water it and all those fancy things. And after 14 to 21 days, when I see 50% of the seedlings start to emerge, I'm going to take the humidity thing off and I'm going to transfer it underneath the lights. So I'm hoping that starting these seedlings earlier, I know a lot of you have already started yours too in other climates, but I'm hoping that for me, starting them 6 weeks earlier is going to allow me to actually cut off them. I know it's possible. Tabitha from the Hool Flower Farm was in a couple of videos with me. She lives about an hour away, similar zone. I think she's like a half zone higher than me. she was able to grow from seed. She also bought some plugs, but she said her seeded eucalyptus actually performed better than the plugs that she purchased. So I know it's possible around here. Gina grew, my flower friend Gina grew some. She's similar distance away. She grew some underneath an unheated hoop house, a very small one. And she was successful in cutting some eucalyptus this year. So I'm really hoping that just by starting that out earlier, and maybe I will put them inside. I have like a 10 by 10 greenhouse. Maybe I'll put them inside there for the season. That's a possibility. Give them a little bit of extra heat and maybe a little bit more of a climate that they're liking. So fingers crossed for that. But as you guys know, I like to experiment with all different kinds of things. So also cover those seedlings. I forgot to do that. I'm gonna go do that now. But you cover the top of them. I'm just gonna put a tiny little bit of a layer of the growing solution on top of it. But you can use sand, you can use vermiculite. I don't really like to use vermiculite. Every time I use vermiculite, I feel like I get a lot of algae growth. I don't know if that's because of my conditions down here. So now, after they germinate and they move to underneath the grow lights, there's a grow light system right here. I'm gonna put a fan, not on them, but next to them so that the fan will blow air towards the wall and that air will bounce toward the eucalyptus seedlings, because I don't want that damping off to happen, and that's more likely to happen if there is not air movement and air circulation in the area. So I'm gonna give that a try. You guys wanna open up my ranunculus? I wanna see them. I got all of my ranunculus from Edney and my anemones, and I haven't opened up the bags yet. I have to store them until February when I'm gonna pre-sprout them and get them in the ground. These are the Ranunculus Super Greens. I'm really excited to try those out. And I got 250 of them. They look okay. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. They still have a little bit of a fur on them. They look good. Some of them are a little tinier than others. It's a cute little baby. There's so many. Okay, so I'm excited. I have Super Greens, Pastel Mix, Rainbow, Butterfly. I'm really, really hoping that I have success with this. I've never had success with ranunculus. Why would I try out for 1,000 of them? Why would I do that? I believe that I'm gonna go deliver a Grinch Christmas tree around the corner. So that's cute. I really like it. Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys soon. Did you hear the puppies? It's like a herd of elephants. I don't even know if I can use any of this footage.
Merry Christmas, everybody! Happy New Year from Apple Blossom!
Oh, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at WB Paint.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at A Cut Above.
Hi, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Boonville Herald, your good news source.
We bring you honest, local news you can trust.
Here's to a better 2021. Makes a great Christmas gift.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, Charlie's in Boonville, the only woman in better owned store in town. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Brian Trainer here from WBRV Radio in Boonville. I wish you all a very happy holidays, Happy New Year, and a Merry Christmas. I know it's been a tough year, but if we all hang in there, we have a lot to be thankful for. So again, Merry Christmas. Hey, have a good one. Thanks for listening.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Merry Christmas from Boonville's Broadway Baker. Happy New Year!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas from the New York State Woodsman's Field Days. Have a great season. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from Northwestern Mutual. We're here for all your financial planning needs. Here's to a great 2020-21.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from what's happening in Boonville, New York.
And Clark Prison.